2021 is proving to be one of the busiest years for sneaker drops, and this upcoming week is no different. Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel Kingsdown Roots. My name's Matt Ridout, R-I-D-O-U-T, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming week's sneaker predictions. The first sneaker we're talking about this week is a Yeezy 700 V3, and that is in the Kyanite colorway. That is meant to be releasing on the 25th of March 2021. It has a recommended retail price of £170 here in the UK. The sneaker was intended to be released earlier in the year, but unfortunately that didn't happen, that didn't materialize, so we're getting the release now in March. Now I do think the colorway is going to work in its favor. I think it does look really nice, so I think it's going to reflect well on the resale price. In the pre-sale market, it's coming out at around £250, which is about 48-49% markup on the retail price. Now for me personally, I expected the resale price pre-market to be a lot higher than that, so I'm actually quite surprised with the number it's actually at the moment. Now that might have something to do with the availability of the sneaker, as there does seem to be quite a lot of these available even before they've released to the general public, so that could be driving the price down a little bit. In terms of sizing, the 8.5, the 9 and the 9.5 are the key sizes to go for. They're where you're going to make the money. The UK 9 is the golden size in this colorway, so it's the one you're going to make the most profit from if you're able to cop. Once this sneaker releases to the general public, I can see it probably making around £225, which is still decent. You're still going to make about 32% markup on the retail price, which is still a good investment nonetheless. Would I hold or sell the Yeezy 700 V3 Kyanite? I would probably hold on to it, and that is because the general value of the Yeezy 700 V3s does seem to creep up over time very gradually. So sort of in 6-12 months, you could probably look at more of a return on your investment. The second sneaker we're talking about this week is a Jordan 1, and that's in the Rust Shadow colorway. This is releasing on the 25th of March 2021 and has a recommended retail price of £139.95. And what's really interesting about this sneaker is that it's quite a mature, smart looking Jordan 1. It has combinations of blacks, browns and kind of light greys, and it has a kind of shoe feel to it rather than a sneaker. How this will perform once it's released to the general public is kind of to be decided, I guess, but me personally, it's not something which I'm heavy about. It's not something I really want to go for myself. Now the pre-sale market for this sneaker is really surprising. It's around £298, which is almost 100% markup on the retail price, which is hugely surprising for me. You know, it just goes to show that there is more demand for sneakers than my personal kind of preference, which it's fine. In terms of the money sizes for this sneaker, you want to be looking at the 5.5, the 9.5 and a 12. So quite a random selection of sizes. The 9.5 is where it seems to be the most busiest in the kind of pre-sale market bidding activity. So if that's got anything to go by, you're probably going to make the most money on that 9.5 here in the UK. Once this sneaker hits general release to the public, I can see the value of this going down. I think you're going to be looking more around the region of £165 to £170 resale, which is around 20-25% markup on the retail price, so not a huge amount of return in my opinion for this sneaker. But hey, don't take my word for it. This sneaker might be an absolute banger in hand, and it might change the destiny of the resale. So would I hold or sell this sneaker? I would probably sell it, and the reason I'd sell it is that there does seem to be quite a lot of demand for it before it's actually been released, and I would try and piggyback off that and try and make as much on the resale as possible as quickly as possible. I can't see this sneaker making a lot of money over time, so yeah, I'd probably just get rid as soon as possible. The third sneaker this week is technically not a sneaker, it's a foam runner. Yet we've got the Yeezy Foam Runners releasing in 2 different colorways, which is probably the highlight of the March release for me. It's probably one of the biggest resale opportunities for everyone out there. Now, although we don't have any landing pages officially from Adidas, we are expecting this sneaker to be releasing on the 26th of March 2021, and it has a recommended retail price of £80 here in the UK. Now that £80 retail price is why this is such a big resale opportunity. The Foam Runner is dropping in 2 different colorways. You've got the Moon Grey and the Sand. Now the Sand is very similar to the previous and only release of the Yeezy Foam Runner, which was in the Arawak colorway, which I actually happen to have right here. This has now gone on to make a huge amount of money on the resale market, which I'm quite lucky that I didn't end up paying that, but from a resale perspective, this is great to now have. Now people are absolutely torn when it comes comes to the foam runners, people will either love it or they hate it. Like, it's as simple as that. And I definitely fall in the love category. And I can say, having worn this over the last, well, sort of 8 to 9 months or so, it's one of my most favorite pickups ever. Like, it's just something completely different that you won't own in your sneaker collection, which is why this is going to be a huge drop on the resale market. In terms of the money sizes for the foam runner, the 6, the 8 and the 11 seems to be where there's the most activity on the pre-sale market. One thing to remember is there are no half sizes when it comes to the foam runner, so do expect people to be trying new sizes, getting it wrong, reselling them pretty much straight away, so that may push the prices up when it first releases. The golden size for the foam runner seems to be the UK 8, so that's where I'd probably try and invest if you're not looking for a pair for personal. Now, a lot of people are going to say which colorway to go for. Is it the moon gray or is it the sand? Now, I think a lot of people that have the Ararat colorway will be trying to get the moon gray because it's, I guess, just a little bit different from what the current colorway is. For people that have never copped before, the sand color is going to be more sought after because it's the kind of more neutral colorway, which is more wearable, I suppose. But in terms of resale opportunity and return, it's the moon gray I would go for. Now, the current pre-sale market for the moon grays is about £494, which is a huge markup. It's about a 520% markup on the retail price. I think once this sneaker hits general release, I do expect the prices to come down a little bit on what we're seeing in pre-sale market. Now, would I hold or sell the foam runners? Surprisingly, I would actually sell them. The reason I would sell them is that there are going to be many more pairs available than previously last year, which is a positive for people that want to cop them. In terms of the resale price, that's going to drop it down a little bit. But what I think will drop the price down the most is actually the release of new expected colorways. All these different releases, if they happen, will drop the price down. So yeah, I'd probably sell straight away, claim about 400% markup on the retail price and call it quits. The fourth and final sneaker we're talking about this week is an Air Max 90 in the bacon colorway. The sneaker is actually a re-release of a 2004 version, which at the moment has a huge amount of resale value. Now, the name bacon is a really unusual name for a colorway, although you can kind of see certain colors matching bacon, I guess. But the real reason it's called bacon is that because the original collaboration was between Nike and a boutique called Dave's Meat Market, which I think is a great name for a boutique, and that they called it the bacon colorway, which is very cool. I love that. A bit of history and sort of story behind the colorway. In terms of the pre-sale market, it's performing really well. It's coming in at around £280, which is about 115% markup on the retail price. There's a lot of people who wanted that OG version in 2004, which weren't able to cop, and this is their opportunity to get their hands on it. In terms of the money sizes, the 7, the 8.5 and the 9 seems to be where the most bidding activity is happening at. The golden size is the 8.5, so that's really where you're going to make the most return if you can cop. I think once the sneaker hits general release to the public, I can see it dropping down to around £180 here in the UK. That's still around 38-39% markup, which isn't bad on the retail price. So would I hold or sell this sneaker? I think I would hold on to it. I think within 6 to 12 months, you can expect to make more return. I think there's a good story behind the sneaker. I think it looks great, and I think there'll still be demand in 12 months' time. And on that note, that's it for me today. I've been Matt Rideout. This has been Kingsdown Roots. If you've enjoyed my video, please drop me a comment and a like down below. It means the absolute world to me. You can also follow me on Instagram up here. I post a lot of content on there too. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye. Did you guys notice that? Do you like it? Do you think it's good to have that in the background? Maybe drop me some feedback down below if you think it's cool or if you think it's rubbish. Thanks.